Kaum Beax. First on, the adrenaline while you watch the movie. It was fun. For that, not a few movie lovers waited for a horror movie that could make feathers occipital creeps. Moreover, a study by the University of Westminster in the United Kingdom produced that watching horror movies caused the body's calorie-burning experience, cited from grid.edu. Furthermore, in the journal Stress reveals that watching the horror movie can boost the immune system. Then there is no harm if you guys are preparing to make a resolution to watch a horror movie in the year 2019.
I like your doll.
But before further watching, click like it used to create this video and don't forget to subscribe to keep update information movies exciting. Curious what movies only. The following list of horror movies that will be screening in the year 2019. Kaum Beax. Escape Room. The movie tells the story about the mystery drama movie directed by Adam Robital, starring Logan Miller, Deborah Ann Wowell, Russell Taylor, Tyler Loggini, Jay Ellis, and Nick Dodani. Tells the story of 6 strangers are given mysterious black boxes with tickets to an immersive escape room for a chance to win tons of money. Being locked in several rooms with extreme conditions, they discover the secrets behind the escape room and must fight to survive and to find a way out.
And they all look.
What is that?
Polaroid. Polaroid tells the story of a loner at school named Bird Fisher, Catherine Prescott, who accidentally discovered the vintage Polaroid camera with a deadly secret. As time passes, Fisher, aware that anyone who ever took a photo by the camera that old would get the curse of death. Movies directed by Lars Klufberg was adapted from a short movie with the same title that was released in the year 2015. Originally, the movie was scheduled for release on August 25, 2017 and was pushed back due to financial problems on the part of the studio. Finally, although no definite release date, the movie is ready to haunt in the year 2019. The Prodigy. The Prodigy is an American horror thriller movie directed by Nicholas McCarthy and stars actress Taylor Schilling. In June 2018, Orion Pictures announced that the movie will be released on February 8, 2019. The plot is centered around a child, that his behavior that interferes with the signaling that the forces of evil, the supernatural, might have it, forcing his parents to investigate whether there are forces of evil who are involved. Jackson Robert Scott, who was one of the stars of the Stephen King adaptation 2017 It, playing the son of Chill. Reportedly, a mother whose young son Miles' disturbing behavior signals that an evil, possibly supernatural force has overtaken him. Fearing for her safety, family's Sarah must choose between her maternal instinct to love and protect Miles, and a desperate need to investigate what or who is causing his dark turn. She is forced to look for answers in the past, taking the audience on a wild ride, one where the line between perception and reality becomes frighteningly blurry.
Where, babe? The day reset when you...
Happy Death Day to you.
If you don't reset the day and try again, they're dead for...
Horror movie Happy Death Day is impressive in 2017 and then this time the contrived sequel titled Happy Death Day to You. The film will be directed by Beck Landon, who was its first director. Make the uninitiated film Happy Death Day itself tells the story of a girl named Tree Gelbman, a popular girl on campus, who suddenly died when his birthday because it killed. Somehow, a tree awakened from sleep and lived the same day in which he was killed. Until he finally realizes that he is living a life that keeps repeating that he should investigate how he was killed and who the killer is. Tree is killed in a manner that varies each he tried to avoid the way of murder before. The interesting part of the movie Happy Death Day is plot time loops are the main theme. Her death eventually repeat. Gelbman has a mission to discover who her real killer, someone who is always wearing a mask of Baby Fat, the mascot of their campuses. The film will be starring Jessica Rod and Israel Brusser, who will be playing the main character, Tree Gelbman Davies and Carter. The film will be aired on February 13th. 2019 to coincide with Valentine's Day.
When I was your age, I moved town once too.
The Hole in the Ground. Storyline: trying to escape her past broken, Sarah O'Neill is building a new life on the fringes of a backwood rural town with her young son Chris. A terrifying encounter with the mysterious neighbor shatters her fragile security, throwing Sarah spiraling into a nightmare of paranoia and mistrust, as she tries to uncover if the disturbing changes in her little boy are connected to an ominous sinkhole buried deep in the forest that borders their home. The film was made in the genre of horror and thriller under the direction of director Lee Cronin. Cronin plots a scenario along with Stephen Shields. Starring James Cosmo Kerslake, Shauna, Cody Outman, Simone Kirby, Steve Wall, and James Glenn Markey, will bring the audience to witness the thrilling scenes of a boy in the middle of a wooded countryside. The film has been broadcast on the Sundance Film Festival on January 25, 2019 and is scheduled for release to the public broadcast on February 26, 2019 by its distributors, Wildcard Distribution.
I'm crazy, but if it was yours, you would know.
Mommy, where are you?
One.
I love you, Mommy.
Gus.
That's a classic.
Before the film's director, Jordan Peele never did get out horror film in 2017 and managed to penetrate. This time he made the film psychological horror thriller titles both with US. The film was planned to be released on March 22, 2019. The film that tells the story, in order to get away from their busy lives, the Wilson family takes a vacation to Santa Cruz, California with the plan of spending time with their friends. The Tyler family. On a day at the beach, their young son Jason almost wanders off, causing his mother Adelaide to become protective of her family. That night, the four mysterious people break into Adelaide's childhood home where they're staying. The family is shocked to find out that the intruders look like them, only with grotesque appearances.
They like us. They think like us. They know where we are.
How many trees?
It's beautiful, right?
Pet Sematary.
Not Boston.
Pet Sematary is a movie adaptation of the Stephen King story creator also. Pet Sematary already had contrived movie screen width, released in 1989. The movie tells the story of Louis Creed, Rachel, his wife, and their two children. Ellie and Gage move to a rural home where they are welcomed and enlightened about the eerie pet cemetery located nearby. After the tragedy of their cat being killed by a truck, Louis resorts to burying it in the mysterious pet cemetery, which is definitely not as it seems, as it proves to the Creeds that sometimes the dead is better. Recent Pet Sematary reboot screenwriter Jeff Bueller had revealed that the movie would be a movie of Stephen King's works other than that already appears on the big screen. This is a statement which is pretty bold.
Better.
The Curse of La Llorona.
It's your fault!
This is another production on Aquaman, 2018, by James Wan. Scary horror movie directed by Michael Chavez and starring Linda Cardellini, Raymond Cruz, Patricia Velasquez, Marisol Ramirez, Sean Patrick Thomas, Jamie Lynn Kinchin, and Roman Christou. And his info: this movie would release on April 19, 2019. About La Llorona, the legend of Mexico. This is a scary creature whose life between heaven and hell. He's stuck in a bad fate sealed by his own hands. The movie recounts, ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment. A social worker and her own small kids are soon drawn into a frightening supernatural realm. Their only hope to survive La Llorona's deadly wrath may be a disillusioned priest and the mysticism he practices to keep evil at bay, on the fringes where fear and faith collide.
The Curse of La Llorona.
After your dad and I got married, we prayed for a baby for so long.
Brightburn. Sony Pictures and Screen Gems has released a horror film entitled Brightburn. The film features the characters portrayed by Jackson 8, done in the project which was produced by James Gunn.
Look like us.
The story of the movie takes story ideas of a story that is very familiar to comic book fans, namely the story of the origins of superhero characters' presence is best known in the world. Superman, but overhauled into a story that is more terrible and frightening. This is the description of the film. What if a boy from another world crashed on Earth, but instead became the hero for mankind, but he became something far more sinister? With Brightburn, a visionary filmmaker of the Guardians of the Galaxy and the shocking story presents Slither, subversive take on erotical new genre, superhero/horror.
There is good.
Ma.
Are you going to meet a boy?
Ma is an upcoming American psychological horror thriller film directed by Tate Taylor and written by Scotty Landis. It stars Octavia Spencer, Juliette Lewis, Diana Silvers, Luke Evans, McKaylee Miller, Missy Pyle, Corey Fogelmanis, Johnny Paolo, and Dante Brown. The film is being produced by Jason Blum through Blumhouse Productions and John Norris.
Yes, ma'am. You guys want to party like rocks?
The story follows Sue Owen, Octavia Spencer, a loner who keeps to herself in her quiet Ohio town. One day, she is asked by Maggie, Diana Silvers, a new teenager in town, to buy some booze for her and her friends, and Sue Owen sees the chance to make some unsuspecting, if younger, friends of her own. She offers the kids the chance to avoid drinking and driving by hanging out in the basement of her own. But there are some house rules. One of the kids has to stay sober. Don't curse. Never go upstairs. And call her Ma. But as Ma's hospitality starts to curdle into obsession, what began as a teenage dream turns into a terrorizing nightmare. And Ma's place goes from the best place in town to the worst place on earth. The film is scheduled to be released on May 31st, 2019, by Universal Pictures.
What happened last night?
Spending time with your head.
Daddy, just like you. Let's get this party turned. How does it feel?
Why are you doing this?
It's the most fun I've had in a long time.
Are dangerous.
In addition, in this video, we would recommend you all to make horror films that will be screening in the year 2019, as the film The New Mutants, Hellboy, Zombieland, IT, Godzilla King of the Monsters. You guys stay click writing above. Return to the staples of conversation.
At Caslon.
Child's Play.
Happiness. Wheeling Entertainment.
There is actually no change of significance in terms of synopsis between Child's Play version of reboot with the original version. So fans should not feel worried about going to the movie reboot of the original. The difference is just another technology that will be used in the body of the Child's Play. As to whether the terror to be provided, this movie will tell about the stuffed toys for children, which is possessed by the soul of a serial killer. The story will follow from a mother who gives a stuffed toys for his son, as his birthday gift. But they don't realize that there is something sinister in the doll.
Chucky?
Film production process Reboot Your Own Child's Play has recently been initiated, and Orion have already announced about the release schedule for this reboot. The fans of this serial killer doll can watch back a new Chucky appearance on June 21st, 2019.
Cursed or has been used in some kind of ritual.
Annabelle Comes Home.
Everything you see in
This third part of the movie Annabelle is still related to the movie The Conjuring. The film was directed by Gary Dauberman while starring Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, McKenna Grace Isema and Madison. The movie was later scheduled air date June 28, 2019. The movie deals with the action of creepy Annabelle when first she was taken and stored by the partner Ed Warren and his wife, Lorraine Warren. He stored in museums place both save supernatural smelling stuff. Not only does Annabelle the Diffuser performance the terror action, but also the whole magical items into a collection of Ed and Lorraine.
Sebastian says that you've got some special...
Midsummer. Step Ari asked her to make the audience uneasy, and fear turns out to be not enough just by presenting the film Hereditary. The American director has prepared a new horror movie called Midsummer. Take place in a village in Sweden. The story follows a young couple visiting an isolated Swedish village. Over the course of their vacation, they discover that its residents participate in an eccentric set of seasonal traditions. The recent death of the main character's parents casts a sense of dread over the proceedings. Midsummer is scheduled to broadcast on August 9, 2019. The name Will Poulter from the Bandersnatch and Florence Pugh, who had previously starred in Lady Macbeth, was in the list of players.
This town has told...
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. A classic children's novel titled Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark apparently became a movie by the director, writer, and producer Guillermo del Toro. Storyline: it's 1968 in America. Change is blowing in the wind, but seemingly far removed from the unrest in the cities is the small town of Mill Valley, where for generations, the shadow of the Bellows family has loomed large. It is in their mansion on the edge of town that Sarah, the young girl with horrible secrets, turned her tortured life into a series of scary stories. Written in a book that has transcended time, stories that have a way of becoming all too real for a group of teenagers who discover Sarah's terrifying tone. The film stars Zoe Colletti, Austin Abrams, Natalie Ganshorn, Austin Zajur, Michael Garcia, and Gabriel Rush. The plan: the movie is gonna start present in theaters on August 9, 2019. "47 meters down, uncaged." It appears that many are still not taking the lesson to stay away from the sea in the first film from 47 meters down, released in 2017. Johannes Roberts is Back presents the second sequel will be broadcast on the big screen this coming August 16th.
There. Trust me, once you're down there,
Storyline: 14 girls diving underwater in a ruined city quickly learn they've entered the territory of the deadliest shark species in the claustrophobic labyrinth of submerged caves. But unfortunately, Mandy Moore no longer appears here, so you should vary any theories about various possibilities will happen.
Meters. To get back up to the top.
"47 meters down."
That's a couple of horror films that will make the heart stop beating you guys in 2019. If you guys ever watch another horror, as always, leave comments you guys below. Write the title of the favorite horror movies you guys think you've been watching our video this time. Do not forget, like, comment and subscribe. See you at the Kaum Beax videos next.